What's going on, people? We are back at it again. Catechism Tuesday, week 38. I am John. This is...
And Vermon.
All right, let's get right into our question. What is prayer? The answer, prayer is pouring out our hearts to God in praise, petition, confession of sin, and thanksgiving. Pastor V, I really love this question because, I mean, I'll admit, like, sometimes I struggle with prayer. Do you struggle with prayer?
Yes.
I think we all can probably say we all struggle with prayer. So I think this is a really good question to even put in the catechism.
Yeah.
But one thing I like about this, first and foremost, it says pouring out our hearts to God. Prayer is heartfelt.
Yeah.
God knows the heart. God sees the heart. It is heartfelt. It's pouring out your heart to God, no matter what it may be. I want to say as well, prayer is not only talking to God, but it's listening to Him as well. It's listening to Him through His Word, in meditation, in solitude, in silence, and reflecting on the promises of God, the grace of God in all of our lives. So talk to us from your perspective about prayer.
Yeah, I mean, you read these things: praise, petition, confession of sin, thanksgiving. It's our ability to speak to God about everything and anything, to acknowledge who God is, and then to receive God's help. You know, as we pray, I think God works on our hearts to be able to bring up the things that we need to be speaking to God about, to be aware of the things we should be thanking God about and asking God for. It's incredibly encouraging to read a definition like this and to know that this is the kind of relationship we can have with God. This is the kind of way we can speak to God. And so I think I use this as an encouragement that prayer matters. I mean, as you said, I've had amazing prayer times in my life. I mean, I it's not as if I look at prayer and be like, man, why do I got to do that? And like, prayer is legit. And yet it's still a struggle because I think when you look at these things, it really, this idea of pouring out your hearts to God, if we can take a step back from this question, just talk personally, that takes time to do that. That takes intentionality to do that. This is not you can't do this this is not drive-through relationship, right? You can't do this in like 1 or 2 seconds. And we're in a culture,
Very Instagramish.
Very Instagram. We get quick. You gotta be put together. You gotta it's go. And even when you're in the middle of doing something, something's gonna beep at you to say, no, do me instead, right?
That's good. Yeah.
You've got all the things.
It's a lot of distractions.
A lot of distractions and things that give immediate pleasure, right? And so I open my Facebook feed and instantly there's things that are interesting and cool to look at, right? That's why it's so addictive to, pull to refresh. All these different things. And I would argue behind this question is this idea that prayer takes time. You talked about silence. That sometimes to be able to really enter into this spirit of pouring out our hearts to the Lord, you got to be quiet for a little bit. It's still, right? Sort of settle your heart and your mind to be able to then get into the space where you can pour out your heart in all these different ways.
That's good.
And so that's a beautiful thing. And I think that's the reminder is that prayer is hard, but it's worth it, right? I think it's hard.
Amen.
And in the culture that we're in, I think we maybe need to be better and have certain disciplines and rhythms that help us be able to enter into this space where we can do this better and more regularly. But just because it's hard and because it's tough, it is still worth it. To be able to have a relationship with God like this is uniquely special and transformative.
Absolutely.
I think it's key for us to be the type of believers we want to be.
And also with that as well, Jesus in the Bible, like he says, when you pray. So it's almost like this expectation that he believes that his people will pray. Yeah. Not if you pray, but when you pray. So Pastor B, that's good, man. I really appreciated that. Well, there you have it, folks. Catechism Tuesdays. Love God, love people. Peace.